For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
My name is Paul Dingeman. Thanks for coming along. We've got a very interesting show for you lined up today. We've got Quentin Bishop, who is our city superintendent here in the city of St. Clair, to bring us up to date on roads, and then a surprise visit from Sue Daniels, going to talk to us about the Lighted Santa Parade coming up in November. A little early, but we got a lot of information about that. Welcome, sir, Mr.
Paul.
Quentin Bishop.
Good to see you again.
Almost a year now underneath your belt.
Yeah, 10 months, it's going strong.
And as a participant of being around the building, you're doing a good job.
I appreciate that, Paul. Thanks.
Lots of things have happened in that last year. Lots of things are coming up for 2024. We thought we better get you in here to talk about it. Tell me what's going on.
Thanks, yeah. I would like to start with talking about roads. I know
okay.
It's not a really, I mean, it's a popular topic, but it's something that I think that we really need to discuss, because what was started about a year or so ago, you know, doing as much road as they did, and then going into this year, I mean, we put our foot on the gas and we covered a lot of ground, almost 4.3 miles.
Wow.
4.3 miles of road. And when you're talking about a city that has, you know, all major and local put together about 30 miles,
okay,
that's taken off a big chunk in 1 year. Because what we're trying to do, Paul, is we're trying to get the city into a state where we're into preservation more than we are replacement, right? Because if you don't take care of an asset in the first couple years, deterioration just goes downhill. Now you're looking at a, you know, what should be a 20-year road, and you're scratching your head at year 10 and 12, like, oh, is it already time to replace?
Right.
We want to get to year 3 and 4 of a road and start preserving it and applying treatments to it, so we get 20, 25 years.
Okay.
So heavy investment right now into the roads, and I know the folks in the back, I know in your control room, have this awesome graphic. If they ever get drawn up, I'd like to go over that.
Let me ask a question.
Sure.
Before we start with the graphic, is there a bond issue that was put forth to have all this roads repaired?
Oh, road millage.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Road millage. So yeah, it was a vote by the people, and what the road millage does essentially sets aside a mill of additional tax, and then that monies is then added to what we receive from the state for our local and major roads, and that combined money, which equates to about $800,000.
Okay.
So the state gives us the state gives us about $800,000 for major and local, and then our millage comes in at about $556,000.
Okay.
So combined, about 1.3, right, all in.
I remember when the corner of Brown and Range was done 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, changed its map, and it was $200,000 for that corner.
It's not cheap. Well, especially
so when you're talking 800,000.
It doesn't go as far as people might think it might go. And you got to remember too, like, the city of St. Clair is a very, very unique city as it's platted for roads. So Kearney Drive being what's considered a major road, it's also a Class A road, right? So heavy trucks, you know, they're transversing, you know, north and south on that road all the time. You have to build the road differently than you would say a local road. Doesn't take as much side streets, but they have their own challenges. Side streets, you have things like curbs and gutters, right? Manhole covers to worry about. I mean, they're really unique designs in how you take on each road, and every road's going to be different. But the way that we've looked at it, it's very fiscally responsible. It's a conservative point of view, right? You say, okay, we are going to pay for what we have, so we don't overspend and we don't go into any type of structured deficit where we're paying for more. However, because we have a road millage that, in my opinion, is crucial to be renewed. So if we're seeing right now that we can crack off 4.3 miles, and then for the next couple of years stay on that target, and then the preservation maintenance program, that millage is critical, because that then gets us for the entire city to be covered in roads that are like 5 years old with prevention maintenance built in. It's the millage renewal is going to be critical.
When is that coming up?
I believe we need to start having these conversations, you know, coming up for the 2026 in and around that time. So you'll start, you know, citizens should start hearing more buzz about it here within the next 6 to 8 months, because we do need to talk about it. It needs to be a topic, for sure.
If Sully will throw up, or Ezra throw up that graphic, we'll take up. Oh, look at all that. Lots of red on the left, Lots of red.
Bad. Red is bad, right?
Okay.
But look at the work we did. And, my hat goes off to the guys at the DPW, Superintendent Bob Beath over there, right? He really got in there. He's put his hands on every single road.
So they determined which was a good road and which was a bad road?
No, we have civil engineers that we hired by the city.
Okay.
And these maps are generated from what they call a PASER study.
Okay.
And AEW is the civil engineers that we hire.
Yep.
They are the ones that actually grade our roads, and this is what we determine what's good and what's bad. But Mr. Beath, he's out there with a rolling measure. He's out there inspecting curbs, inspecting gutters, inspecting depths. His input is vital into how these roads get across the finish line. So hats off to Bob. Hats off to the DPW crew that are working on sidewalks, working on road repair, working on patchwork. Those guys are incredible because what people don't see is they see a lot of red and like, ooh, red's bad, right?
Yeah.
But you look at the right, look at all that new green, especially on our interior streets.
Yeah.
Those are commuter roads. I mean, those are 4th and 5th Street.
Right.
They get a lot of love.
Right.
They get a lot of love. What we need to do now, we need to start attacking the roads that don't run so much north and south in downtown, but now we need to start looking at those east and west roads, right? The J's, the Adams is going to be on here after the water treatment plant expansion takes off, things like that.
So the ones on the right in the red,
Yep.
will they be all finished or a portion of them finished in 2024? Or
No.
are we doing nothing in 2024?
Oh, no, the exact opposite. We're going right back at it because remember, Paul, foot's on the gas here.
Yeah.
We've got to use this opportunity that we have the millage to the best of our ability and actually set the stage for a millage renewal because we want the entire map. When we see it by 2026, 2027, we want everything to be either green or blue. Everything that's orange, everything that's yellow, everything that's gray and red, really unacceptable in a city like St. Clair. So we really need to we really do need to put special attention on the reds and the yellow or the oranges right now. Yellows are going to be next. But to answer your question, next year you're going to see really in what would be Ward 3, right? Because 2 years ago, Ward 1 had a lot of road work done. This year, primarily, it's been concentrated in Ward 2, but Ward 3 is going to expect a lot of road, probably over $1 million worth of road next year.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
In multiple roads.
Wow.
Right.
All right. So that's roads.
Roads.
What else is going on?
Where you want to start? So,
Bring us up to date on the water treatment plant.
Oh, that's good. So we have our first pre-construction meeting happening next week, and that's where the contractor's coming in, and we're moving towards actually putting, a shovel in the ground. Things are going to actually start
So
under
20
construction.
some years ago, the water plant was built. 20 plus years probably.
Right.
And it's been maintained all that time, but now new requirements from the state probably and for our uses have encouraged you to go ahead and find some grants.
Yeah, I would say the step taken by the state to devalue our capacity in the water plant. So for those who know, this is layman's armchair version of what's going on. We have the ability to produce 3 million gallons of clean water a day. But you always have to have 1 million on reserve, just in case. So even though we have 3 filters, they only count 2 of those, okay? And so if you look at the new residents that are going up, single-family homes, apartment buildings going up, industrial users that are going up, all these things, great for the city, great for the tax base. We can improve services, add more services, but it does put a strain on our infrastructure. And so all those things combined.
Water infrastructure.
Water infrastructure. But so no single one thing tip the scale, but an accumulation of all the development put a spotlight on the thing that we need to improve, right? And then as you mentioned before, it's an outdated water treatment plant.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to start, and
very soon.
I understand there's a water tower going in on the Magna area. Is that
Yes.
part of this?
Yeah. No, separate, totally separate from. So water treatment plant is one whole. I told you there's a lot going on.
That's right.
So you have a water treatment plant expansion going over here, specifically in the industrial park. Because of the water usage, we need to make sure that, one, we don't affect any other resident who uses that service, especially St. Clair Township residents to the north. They depend on that service, okay?
Right.
But also, because they're a big industrial user and everybody else in the park, we have to ensure that fire flows and there's water capacity.
Okay. All
so
right.
a tower ensures that we have capacity for fire flows, which is good.
Enough pressure.
Enough pressure, and in addition to that, we're bringing a new water main and a booster station to ensure that the industrial park and all the residents north, primarily St. Clair Township, they never lose pressure.
Okay.
No matter if everybody in the industrial park, every single one of those companies had every water spigot on full blast, they would still have water pressure coming out of their tap.
Okay.
Yep.
I know that the city did not have any responsibility or involvement in M29, but
Correct.
that certainly has been I think the word was a mess.
So I can, yes, I can appreciate that. So M29 is interesting. Yeah, it's an MDOT project. We're not responsible for it. However, we are responsible for our citizens and their safety, and also just their well-being, right? How do they feel about moving around the city? And it's been tough.
Yeah.
I can't sugarcoat it.
Right.
It's been tough. It's been tough, actually. It's been tough since Jazz Festival, Art Festival.
Yeah.
That weekend, if you remember, Art Festival, when it went off,
they-
there were cones everywhere.
Yeah.
That's when they started this
That's
thing,
right.
right? August. So I can appreciate, and I'm very thankful for the citizens for their patience right now, because it has been a long season of road construction. But the fruits of this labor will be that we'll have some of the best roads in the state of Michigan, and our entire downtown is going to be seeing an uplift, right?
So, do you have any information on what the next step is for North Riverside and South Riverside? I mean, do they come back and sand it down, or what do they do?
I put that inquiry into MDOT to see if there's any finishing touches or what does happen, and I don't know.
Okay.
I can admit that. I don't know the final steps
right.
to their punch list.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, and any water buffalo moving into town, or any?
No,
Well,
but I would like to make a shout out though. Really, two separate departments. One in recreation.
Yeah.
So recreation has just been killing it, and Miss Hawkins has just been going above and beyond, making sure that all the various programs, a TOTS program for our preschoolers, right? The pickleballers, wrapping up a season, launching into a new season, and all the while keeping her eye on Kletcha Park.
Yeah.
She's never took her eye off of Kletcha Park.
Right.
And because of that, you know, we're seeing more donors come into the picture. We're seeing more momentum, and I truly believe that Kletcha Park is going to see that transformation, true renaissance, in the third ward in Kletcha Park here.
It's a great idea. Splash pad, some other developments there. It's just a real family deal.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be a destination. It truly will be. Yeah. The splash pads, the ball course, the walking path, the green spaces, the playgrounds, right? Just the amenities alone it's going to draw people in the summertime.
That's right.
You know, can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, I would be remiss. I always want to give a shout out. Sorry.
No.
I don't get this opportunity to brag on our people.
I want you to.
You know, and so many people in the city do such hard work that goes, you know, and credit goes where credit's due, right?
Right.
And so, you know, a shout out to our law enforcement. Right? So they have been dealing with not only some interesting cases lately, but it's just their demeanor and their ability to come in and do the work with the poise and the professionalism that they have. So Chief Raker, both sergeants, all of our officers on duty, just, you know, thumbs up. Absolute thumbs up.
They're very dedicated people, very interesting people. They have a lot of patience with people, and that job is not an easy job anymore. It's a very difficult job, as we see all across the country. So
no, 100%, and our guys and gals do a remarkable job.
Okay, and so do you and your staff and the rest of it. Well, thank you, sir. We'll have you come back again and give us another update. It was a good update. So
appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be back with a special report from Sue Daniels about the upcoming St. Clair Lighted Santa Parade. So stay tuned for that. We're on. And hello there and welcome. My name is Paul Dingham, as you know that, but I have one of the fancy hats that some people are going to be using in a short period of time. Joining me is a lady who is known as Christmas Carol,
Yeah.
Sue Daniels, who's chairperson of the St. Clair Lighted Santa Parade.
That's right.
You've been involved in that since 2009.
Yes.
And we got a tree up for you
Yes.
and a couple little lights on it. But you got the St. Clair Parade is Friday, November the 17th.
Correct.
And people are going to say, boy, you're talking about that a little early.
No,
But
it's
no.
never too early.
Never too early. Where are you at? Your planning, and how can the public help you?
Okay, the letters went out in early September to all the past participants and donors, and they can either download it off the St. Clair Rec
Department.
or they can come pick up a copy here at City Hall if they haven't already gotten one. But if they were in it last year, they got a letter, and that has all the information and applications in
How
it.
many units did you have last year?
42.
That's a lot of people.
That was a lot of units. Yes.
Is that the most you've ever had?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. In fact, as the first one, as they dismissed the last unit, which
Yeah.
would have been Santa Claus, the first units were already coming back up.
Oh,
That's how big it was.
wonderful, wonderful.
We were really pleased.
And it was a combination. Now, the St. Clair High School band was not there. They were at Disney.
Disney.
So you had Marysville band filled in, which was wonderful.
It
We'll
was
look at that.
wonderful of them to come down.
We'll look
Yes.
at them in a minute or two.
Yes.
But what other kinds of people and units were involved?
Oh, schools, churches, civic organizations, animal rescue,
Car dealers?
preschools, anything you could name. And I hope to get people like the post office and Mallard's Landing back this year. People, the ladies riding the bus.
Yeah.
They're so cute. And the post office had their little trucks in there. And I think I'm excited about this year. I think we're going to have a lot of people. I know Gearing School is already working on theirs. So
Sue, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. And then Santa will be on the stage, and he will greet everybody. And then you have a key there. You want to show
yes, the city of St. Clair now has an official key to the city,
us? Wow.
and this will be presented to Santa.
Oh my, that's a big one.
Yep,
That's a
they'll
big
see
tree.
this one,
Yeah.
and he'll get this key to the city for participating, and it's from all the hearts of all the children in town.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
And the adults.
And the adults, yes. The ones that are young at heart.
So you can use some donations,
Yes.
and the donations go to,
They go right back into the parade
okay,
for the expenses for the parade, yes.
okay. And there'd be sort of a sing-along, which is historic, before the,
A little bit.
Little
We're
bit.
cutting back on that a little bit
Okay.
because Santa gets there quicker than he used to. So we let's see. What was
you may or may not have reindeer this year because that's sort of up in the air at this point.
well, no, we have booked the okay. Let me hear the Shining Star Ranch reindeer. Santa Claus was helping me out.
Oh, okay.
Trying to locate through his helpers, and this one said they were booked, and then all of a sudden they called him back and said, "We've got that date free,
Good.
sold.
Oh,
take,
good.
We'll take you." And she's coming all the way from Fowlerville.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's quite a trip.
and so we are going to have reindeer in the courtyard. Mhm.
Good. Okay. Well, the important thing is it's 6 p.m. Friday, November the 17th, and it fills up downtown.
Yes.
It really does, and it really kicks off the whole season. Yes, it's a week before Thanksgiving, but that's okay.
Right. And then that's why we got to ask the cooperation of the people to stay back behind the barriers. And this year we're going to be aided by the group, the Citizens for Police.
Oh, really?
That was formed.
Yeah.
And they're going to help with crowd control.
Oh, good.
So that'll really help us. And then the big thing, no throwing of anything off the floats.
Okay.
Especially the candy, anything like that. They must have walkers on each side of their float, and they can hand it out.
Well, there was a pretty close incident a year or so ago where
a child ran out in front of a unit, yes.
Yeah, and almost got hurt. So
and that freaked the drivers out.
Yeah, and then, so this will be a little more precaution.
It's a precaution because it's a nighttime parade. During the day, you can see where people are, but those lights downtown aren't that bright, you know, and this is to protect the public. So they're going to have to cooperate with us on this, and we really appreciate it if they will.
Okay.
And all the units will be judged. We have a team of judges, and the winners will be announced at the program.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But we have the commercial award for the best commercial. That would be like business, whatever. The best nonprofit organization. Then the overall sweepstakes winner. That's the overall winner.
Oh, okay.
And the overall winner gets their name on the plaque that's up here in City Hall in the hallway. And they will not get them that night.
Okay.
What we're going to do is announce the winners, and then they will be contacted, and they are to come to the next city council meeting.
That's a great idea.
Where they will be officially presented with their awards at the city council meeting.
I like that idea. That's a great idea. And then by then you'll probably have their names engraved on the plaque, so it'll all work out.
Yep.
It'll all work out. Sue Daniels is the lady. She's been doing this for a long, long time. Before that, she was the aquatic director of the city of St. Clair for numbers of years, and you've devoted your life to wonderful things in St. Clair.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a
I loved it. It's been a labor of love.
Absolutely.
I just love it.
Well, that's about it. We'll remind you that Santa Claus is coming to St. Clair on Friday, November the 17th at 6 o'clock. But if you can help or want to be in the parade, just go to stclairrecdepartment.com and or .org or .whatever. We'll find them. Just St. Clair Rec Department, and you can become involved. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. Thanks very much for tuning in. Ho, ho, ho.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.